everybody, welcome back to our channel, guys. We missed you.
Today is one of my favourite type of videos.
I feel like we haven't done this type of video in a really long time as well, you know, where we sit down and we eat and we chat.
I can't wait. It's been a while. You would expect being in America we'll be pumping
We've done a lot more of these, but we haven't. We've been quite good, actually.
Maybe it's time for us to sort of overindulge. It's full-time winter. Thanksgiving. Wifey's preggy.
We have got a big old Raising Cane's. This is actually thanks to you guys. When I said on my Instagram stories that I was doing a Q&A and we were probably going to do a mukbang, loads of you were like, please do Raising Cane's.
Which I'm surprised about because I feel like Raising Cane's is the one we shout about the most.
Yeah, I feel like we've done it quite a lot.
But apparently it's a fave. Here he is, everyone. We've
got big hugs making his way up.
Wow, you want some chicken fingers?
You guys aren't allowed any of these. Nice.
I know. You get your own special food, don't you?
We've all gained a little bit extra timber since including Herbie and Hector.
Yeah, Herb and Hector have
actually gained quite a lot of weight.
Isn't it, boys?
No Raising Cane's for you guys. We're on a bit of a strict regime.
Yeah.
Aren't we? Did you get us?
So Raising Cane's, if anyone doesn't know what it is, it's essentially just fried chicken and chips.
It's a very, very basic menu.
There's like four
options.
options.
It's really good. And it's mostly, like Connor said, chicken nuggets and chips. But they also do this Texas toast, which is like the best thing about it. It's basically like really nice garlic bread. And I always get the 3 tender piece meal.
And I actually went for a box combo, which is an extra.
Look at that! I just love Raising.
It's just so American.
Like so American.
Oh,
this
is
our
the main
first time
event.
getting this, but look at this that you get, guys. A whole cup of sauce, like legit. That kind of, does that make you feel a little bit ill? Because that makes me feel a little bit ill.
I might just drop it in there. No! I dare you to drink it out of there.
Why would I ever do? Couldn't you think I'd really be like, yeah, all right then, Con?
Oh, it's a dare. Ha ha.
I'm also guilty. I don't adhere to dares, Connor.
Oh my god. Oh, I've got 4 pieces, but they're a bit stingy. Look at that. That didn't count as one, does it? That's a half. So I've actually got you Diet Coke, and I got myself Coke Zero. And I actually do want to try
the difference.
The
Me
difference.
too. Come on.
Yours is minging, though.
Yours is minging, mate. Mine's gorgeous. Mine Diet Coke is so much nicer. I'm leading the Diet Coke team. Goodbye, Coke Zeroers.
Coke Zero is actually the most popular Coke.
Diet Coke is so much sweeter. If you guys have never done that test, okay, let me just tell you the difference. Coke Zero tastes very bitter.
Are you serious? I think my taste buds are out of whack because yours just tasted like a flat, watered down Coke Zero. And I'm being serious.
Yours tasted like not even nice. Let's start off.
Yeah, come on. Let's break some boundaries here, okay? I spill the beans while I'm eating food.
I know you do because you don't have any boundaries.
Ready? Everyone wants to see this. This is the whole reason everyone wants to watch
You
it.
should lift the cup up there.
Okay, Elle. I've got I'm a food TikToker now.
Nice. Okay, let's start off light. What is life like in America for having a young family? I love America for a young family. Love it. I think the travel opportunities are amazing. Healthcare out here for kids is really, really good. Like, we had a checkup appointment for the boys the other day, and I just honestly thought like
just a bit more in depth.
Just the most thorough, like really I just absolutely just loved it. Our neighbourhood is very kid friendly. There's always tons of activities, tons of like social things going on for kids.
If we wanted to, we could have Saint doing an activity every single day, couldn't we? Like he could be doing football, baseball, flag football, gymnastics, tennis. Like sports and activities are so encouraged and big out here.
Yeah. Which you really like.
Yeah, there's just honestly so much to do. I've just signed Saint up to join a soccer program for the fall. There's a league and it's just so much additional options out here, I feel. Because the weather is always nice, I feel like having a young family, it just allows you to be outdoors, and there's always activities. Like in our neighbourhood, they have like this coming season, I'll have a Halloween party, and it's all within the neighbourhood. They'll have a train which will pick up families and take you around to see all the Halloween decorations outside, and they'll do the same for Christmas.
It's just amazing. Like, it's so much fun. I love America for a young family. I love America. I just think in our situation, like, it's kind of like a separate answer to the actual question being asked, but choosing to start life over somewhere new is a hard thing to do if you have young children.
Definitely.
It's just a very different experience. Having said that, I love America for a young family. I think it's amazing. I
feel like, as well, if you really wanted it to be, like you're in America with a young family, could literally be like the movies. School, and it will be like baseball games and basketball games, and you'll go out and have like the prom. Like if you imagine like an American family lifestyle,
that is genuinely what life is like.
It can be if you wanted it to be.
Yeah. It's so fun. We're all invited to the local high school's homecoming pep rally.
Yeah.
Can bet your bottom dollar we're going to be there, babe, because as if I would ever miss that opportunity. But it's just fun.
And we could all go and watch the local high school football team and like college football.
Love it.
It's just different to England, which is great. Yeah. Which is one of the reasons why we decided to move out here to experience something new. Yeah. And we're loving it still. And loving the food as well.
Okay, let's give a little bit of tea, Come on.
How much is it going to cost you to give birth? God.
Well, a lot of people have actually asked that.
I can tell you this. It'd be cheaper to give birth in England.
It's not as bad as I thought it would be.
No, like because we have health insurance, it's like I'm still trying to wrap my head around health insurance, right, guys? But essentially, you can only pay a maximum amount.
That amount is decided when you
take out the insurance. So you'll have your deductible and then your maximum out of pocket, and you combine them together, and that'll be like the most you will pay in the whole year.
So do you know when you see TikToks of people and they're like, oh my god, I gave birth to America and it cost me like $100,000.
That's how much it would cost if they didn't have insurance.
Yeah, which is why you need insurance.
Because it still gives you a breakdown of how much everything costs. Like we get bills where it costs like $2,000 and then we have to pay like $20.
Yeah.
So that's how much it would cost. But when you got health insurance, like I said, there'll be a maximum you pay for the whole year, and then any bills over that, the insurance covers all of it.
I'll tell you what, Con, here's a question for you.
Go on.
No one's asked this, but just for our hindsight, if you now, who has lived in America and like taken us through this whole thing over the last 6 months and like led the ship of the team, right? What would you tell Connor 7 or 8 months ago who was just about to make the move? Like 3 things he absolutely had to know and should prepare for. Like Connor's beginner course. Like what would you tell yourself? Actual like practical advice. That you should know.
Get on like getting credit as soon as possible.
Yeah.
Because we sort of dilly-dallied around like getting cards and stuff because we just assumed it would be similar to England.
But it's not.
No, it's a lot harder.
You're literally coming into the country as a brand new person with like nothing, no social security number. You can't. You can do nothing without a social security number, okay? But you can't get a social security number until you have an address. You can't get an address until you've got credit history. So it's like knowing where to start with the with the system, like honestly, as early as you can, I would say. Okay, what are your other 2 things?
Make sure the health insurance that we pick is suitable for the doctors that we want to be included in.
Good point.
Because that was a nightmare.
Yeah, it was. Oh my god, that's such a good point.
So with health insurance, only certain doctors or hospitals or take certain health insurance, and they don't all take every single one.
Yeah.
So when I first took out the health insurance, I just assumed, we'll just hand
Everyone
over,
would do it,
we'll just
yeah.
hand our health insurance over and it'd be sorted. And then I think there was like 5 doctors that you really liked, you researched and you thought were really good
For the pregnancy.
for the pregnancy and for our kids and family, and every single one was like, sorry, we don't actually accept your insurance. So it took us a while to actually find the right practitioners. And then number 3, the car issue is still plays on my
still
mind.
bothers you every
It's
day,
still
doesn't it?
Just cars in general.
I knew you were going to say cars.
Like even our cars back in the UK, like when we were in the US, we were selling them, and that was just.
Tom gets emotionally affected by cars.
Yeah, because we didn't have credit, we needed a guarantor, and it's just
a nightmare to get a car, basically, unless you have like.
Unless you want to buy it outright.
Yeah, which is how much?
Well, for the car that we need, because there's now 3 children, 2 adults and 2 dogs, we needed a big car. I would get a people carrier now, I think. Like, I'm over trying to look cool and flashy. I'm dad mode at the moment. I want a people carrier. I want 2 bucket seats that spin, and then I want a big old seat in the back.
Sliding
doors. Everyone get in. Come on, we're off to football camp. Saint, get your boots. Yeah, that's the life these I'm in right now.
Okay. What are your feelings about moving back to the UK now? Was it just the emotions of being home for the first time?
Oh, this is for you.
So, should we really spill the tea on this one?
Yeah, why not?
We had a wobble.
We had a big wobble. Ellie started the wobble. And I'm still wobbling. No, I'm over my wobble. Started when
Lucy and Jordan were out here visiting. And obviously, just like, we were all having the best time with them. The kids were loving it. And then when they left, I was just like, obviously I'm going to miss them so much. There was a lot of emotion because obviously I am pregnant. I get really, really emotional when I'm pregnant anyway. Like, so they left and I was like, oh my God, the next time we see anybody, we're literally going to have another baby and who knows what our life will be like. And it was a lot. So they left. I obviously went back to the UK a week after that.
And I feel like that whole missing them and missing family manifested into other like wobbles, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like that
everything wobbled then.
Yeah, because then we are thinking, oh my God, are we doing the right thing financially and for the future of our children, when like in reality it just stemmed from us missing friends and family.
But I can't really lie, guys, because when I got back to
England actually saved us, because
it did. I thought it was going to swerve us.
When Els went back to England, like we had a very open and honest conversation, and we were like, Els, go back to England, and if you really want to, and you miss it that much, and you feel it's the right thing for our family.
Like if you almost feel sick coming back to America because you feel so at home in England again, we obviously need to move back to England.
Yeah, like we were open to the idea of moving back this early on.
But then I went to England and there was just something very, very, very reassuring and resettling and grounding in seeing all of my friends and family again, being in the UK, being around familiar places. And I think there's something that is a bit strange when you move abroad or you're away from home for so long, is that you kind of have this like this worry or this fear or this panic that like things
are moving on.
Things have changed. Like even walking down the freaking high street of Bath, I was like, it's just literally not going to look like how it was in my memory.
Yeah,
like
all the shops will have changed.
All the shops will have changed, and it's just like never going to be like that again. Oh my God! Like,
and it's going to be amazing.
Yeah,
it's very much like the grass is greener.
Yeah, wherever you are. Yeah, that 1 week in England was just such a breath of fresh air because nothing had changed. And in my head, since the first day we had left England 7 months ago, as time went on, I was just like, you just kind of worry that, friendships won't be the same, because it's hard. Like there's a 6-hour time difference, so we're 6 hours behind the UK. Going back, I was just like, nothing's changed, everybody is still here, my relationship with nobody has changed. Like love really knows no limits, honestly speaking, guys. Like no amount of distance can affect something good. It was just a really good reminder that you can go off and grow and learn and change and become who you need to become away from your friends and family if that's what you need to do. I'm going to move this pot of sauce out of the way because I feel like that's probably really distracting this entire time.
And we've literally had none.
But people who really matter and people who like really love you and care for you are still going to be there for you and love you in the same exact way whenever you choose to return. And I think that's such a key thing about life, and definitely one thing that I'm going to be taking into my kind of like book of knowledge that I hold within myself is that you are more than allowed to go off and grow away from where you grew up if that's what you need to do. And there's nothing wrong about that or bad about that.
I'd recommend it as well.
Me too. I think
you grow differently as a person.
Yeah.
Like having to
1,000,000%.
100% rely on yourself or for us, our family.
Yeah.
And you just have experiences that you wouldn't have experienced otherwise. I definitely don't think the pregnancy hormones help the wobble either.
And
I feel
that's
like if you
another
weren't
thing.
pregnant, you wouldn't have wobbled as hard.
I think we obviously do find ourselves at a bit of a time in life at the moment. You know, 2 really young kids with another one on the way. I'm giving birth in 3 months. Like, you map out your whole life like on bird's eye view, and you would say, okay, give me one point in life where you want consistency
and structure.
It is
and you're staying
now.
in place,
And we are like, nah, let's just go and like, you know, mess everything up in our whole, like, change our whole life. So it's been a lot. Anyway, getting back to the story, right? So, back from England, and I sat Connor down literally when I landed and we got back home. I was like, Con, we can go back to England if you really want to. But I'm telling you, things changed, and I think if we go back after like 2 weeks, you will be remembering why we wanted to go and experience something different. The only thing that I think was like maybe a little bit persuasive from my time back in the UK to move back to the UK, quite simply, and I hope this doesn't sound like, you know, shallow in any way, but it was the finances. Because being back in the UK, I know that the UK is a lot for a lot of people at the moment, and I'm not saying that the UK doesn't have its own issues going on, but compared to our life in America, but quite simply, our finances would be more than halved if we chose to move back to the UK.
The cost of living out in America is a lot.
And so that was really biggest thing, I think, after my trip back to England and like really, you know, living back like that again. I was like, it's crazy, like thinking about how much money we'd save. We are obviously so like privileged and blessed and lucky to be living in such a beautiful home in such a wonderful part of the world. And I know that social media is all very like keeping up with the Joneses and glitz and glam, and it's a highlight reel of everybody's life. But at the end of the day, guys, like, we are a young family with soon to be 3 children, and finances is something that obviously we have to take really seriously. Because Ellie and Connor 5 years ago, an extra like 500 quid would be thinking, oh my god, okay, what holiday can we go on? Let's go da-da-da. Now it's like, okay, let's put that into the kids' savings. So, and that's just like what happens when you become a parent. And I think there's just such a vast difference, isn't there, between the cost of living out here and the cost of living in the UK, which is actually going into somebody else's question, but I do want to finish the story because there is tea that I have to give you guys here. Someone else said, earning money in the UK versus the US, and how far does the salary go?
I saw something online that to live comfortably in the US, specifically in Texas, like the household income is like 200,000, and I feel like if you were earning that in England, you can live
a very nice
life.
Absolutely
luxury lifestyle in the UK. So I feel like cost of living out here is a lot more, and just everything costs more. Unfortunately, like this, it's even like that. Obviously, the healthcare included, groceries is outrageous.
Childcare, like if we were to put our children into a really nice daycare here, well, not even like really nice. I don't know why I said really nice, but just like a decent, safe daycare, for 3 days a week, we would be looking at paying like the same amount as sending them to private school in secondary school in the UK to do their GCSEs. Like, and obviously if you compare that with then the free NHS in the UK and the free, is it 30 hours childcare in the UK or whatever it is? Yeah. But like the what you're entitled to for childcare in the UK, like even that you're literally saving like £4,000 a month, which is just like wild. Then Connor said on top of that you've got even just like elevated prices of groceries out here. Rent is obviously subjective because it depends what property you move into, but rent is still just as expensive as it is anywhere else. Like the rental market at the moment is just through the roof just because it is.
Gas is actually cheap, believe it or not, especially in Texas.
It's the one thing.
Even dog insurance, right? Listen to this, okay? Dog insurance back at home, it was like £35 per dog a month. Over here, it's $400 a month. Can you believe that?
I know. It's just like, yeah, it's just a lot. It's a lot. So when you look at how far a salary would go in the UK versus the US, and you do have children, with that in mind, finishing my story now, we did have some members of our family go around a property in the UK to go and look out for us because we were really considering moving back.
Like when Eddie was in England, I was in the dog's flight sorted. I was getting quotes from furniture shipping companies. Like we were pretty close to.
Yeah, we were.
We were just getting everything in line for when Els came home to be like make a decision.
Yeah.
When Eddie came home, we had a viewing booked in anyway, so. Ellie's sister went around for us, FaceTimed us.
Yeah.
It was a lovely property.
Obviously with the kind of like ticking time bomb of the baby arriving, like, you know, I'm giving birth in 3 months, okay? So if we wanted to like do that whole international move all over again, we'd have to be like,
or never.
You know, before X amount of weeks in pregnancy, and I would want to do it ASAP so that I'm not stressed right at the end of my pregnancy, and I want to feel settled somewhere when I bring her home. And so it was like go for about 48 hours, wasn't it? It was like, oh my God, okay.
We need to make this decision.
Like, ultimately, obviously, we decided to stay in the US. And I can't lie.
We're staying here.
As soon as that decision was like officially made and we were like, no. Because I was obviously speaking
this
to
is
all
the
my
decision,
friends.
let's not go back on it.
I was speaking to my friends and family about it who know us really well. And my best friend was like, you guys just need to decide what you are doing and do not change that decision. Like, don't give in to temptation anymore. Like, just
especially this decision because there were so many pros for both sides.
Yeah.
It depended almost how we woke up that day to decide what we would do. So we made the decision. It was the right decision in the end.
Yeah, but I think that is just a difficult thing about moving abroad is once you get out here and you realise, like, I don't know, I guess obviously everyone's intentions are different, but for us, like I said, it was never going to be this like really irreversible thing. You can always change something about your life, and so we always knew if something happened out here, like we could always go back to England, it's okay. And I think there's just a big, I was speaking to other people about it who've done the same thing. A girl I met at one of my friends' weddings in the UK had moved to Australia, and she said exactly the same thing had happened to her. She had her sister go out, who was like her best friend in the whole world. And when her sister left, she was devastated and she was like, oh my God, what am I doing out here? And she literally said that she moved back like within 2 weeks after her sister left. And I definitely think it's something about that 5-6 month mark after moving abroad. I don't know what it is.
It must be where the novelty wears off, and then you're missing family a lot more because obviously you're not seen them for a while.
Yeah, I just think it's that time mark, isn't it? It's like, oh, it's been 6 months. And we made the decision to not move back to England. Right now, I just felt such a relief.
Feels like the right decision, doesn't it?
It felt like the right decision, and I'm so happy. Like, I was like, oh, okay, what a breath of fresh air. Like, I can just relax and like not panic about literally moving to the other side of the world all over again. It would have been an awful lot.
Yeah, I'm kind of glad we're not doing it because...
Me too. Can you imagine?
I'm not packing up all this place
What's the
again.
date today?
All
We were
those
quoted
boxes.
to have our furniture picked up
Today.
in like 6 days' time, yeah. Can you? No, I can't
I'm not
imagine that.
packing
No, thank you. I'm not doing that.
So when do we think we're going to move back to England, Els? Are we going to answer that question? Or should we say that for another mukbang?
I think we will save that for another mukbang.
Okay.
How are you feeling about introducing another baby? I'm pregnant with my second. Congratulations.
Congrats,
This
hun.
girl's name is Isabella.
Is it?
Isabella Rouse.
See, I still really like Isabella.
Honestly, I just feel really excited. I just feel
I can't
really
wait.
excited.
Having kids is literally the best thing in the world.
Oh,
Isn't it?
I know. I can't even talk. I can't even talk. I cried for the first proper time yesterday, guys. I was sat in the car. I felt really ill yesterday, so that probably has something to do with it. But I was sat in the car and I was like, I'm literally going to be giving birth in 3 months. I just can't even wait to meet the baby. And then the fact that it's going to be a girl, I just am so emotional about it. But yeah, I just feel this time I'm like, easy breezy, babe. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I've done it twice before.
I think so obviously in this girl who asked the questions position, she's pregnant with her second. So when I was pregnant with Romeo, I had a lot of, I wouldn't say fear is the right word, but I would say I was slightly anxious about what the experience of having another baby would look like. I remember thinking specifically, how do parents of more than one child cope with multiple children at one time? What will I do when Connor goes out and it's me with multiple children in the house? How do I balance what? How do I do that? And I was also really worried, obviously, about how Saint would find the transition to not being the only child anymore. Now we've been and done that and had another child, easily say both of those anxieties were just you just don't need to worry about them. You just don't need to worry at all.
Saying that though,
trust me.
How do you think Romeo's going to act?
Romeo will be slightly younger than what Saint was when we brought Romeo home.
And he's
going to be 18 or 19 months when we bring baby girl home.
And he's at the moment he's pretty clingy and needy, isn't he? If our attention is on little girl, he's gonna be like.
Romeo's personality is also very Saint is very peaceful and chill and okay. Romeo's a little bit more boisterous.
If he wants something, he'll go after it. And
he's not afraid to whatever happens in the midst of that. He's I don't care. I'm getting what I want. I don't know if it's an age thing or maybe it is a personality thing, but yeah, I don't know. But I'm just not thinking about that. I'm do you know what? If it comes down to it, I'm gonna have to hold her in one arm and Romeo in the other, and that's it.
Yeah. Saint's really excited to meet her.
Yeah.
Romeo will be excited to meet anyone. He loves it, regardless.
I just can't wait.
I know, aren't we? Because we are so occupied with our 2 boys at the moment, we also have less time to even think about those sort of feelings.
Yeah.
I haven't really thought too much about what's gonna be when we bring a little girl back, because I'm just so occupied with the boys.
Right now. I mean? Yeah. That kind of occupied feeling, we're so occupied with just parenthood. That it's kind of what's another one? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's more the merrier, babe.
Yeah. I'll get my people carrier, jump on it.
It's always a pleasure. Whenever we're out and about with friends and they have children, say if something random happens and their mum and us has to go over there, we're yeah, we'll look after 6 kids at the same time. It doesn't matter. I just think when you reach that certain point in parenthood, it's chill, let's go. But I think that is parents of multiples.
Yeah, and when your kids are Saint's at that age now.
Because you can do it.
Yeah, Saint's at the age where we've done it all.
Yeah.
And seeing Saint grow to that age is, like I said, the best thing in the world. And being able to do that.
I know.
Still having half of that with Romeo and then one more time with the little girl.
Stop.
It puts everything into perspective. All those sleepless nights and it's completely worth it when they turn into your.
The days are long, but the years are short, and they aren't they?
Yeah.
Look at us talking as if we have grown-up children. Saint feels like
it won't be long now.
Oh, Con, don't.
Saint's 3 going on 16.
Oh, this is a good one, Con. Francesca asked, tell us more about the storms and how you manage them.
There hasn't been many storms recently.
I'm hoping to move to Florida.
Oh,
Good
stormy
luck,
over in
babe.
Florida.
Con, don't say that to her.
She knows that. That's why she's asked the question.
It is a bit stormy in Florida, Francesca, I can't lie. When we were there was a bit of a thunderstorm and a half, wasn't there, actually?
My camera roll is just filled of me filming the sky because I've heard a thunder strike. So where's the thunder? I gotta catch it.
Listen,
the storms are okay now, though, aren't they?
Well, no, we're still in hurricane season.
Yeah, but when's the last time I haven't heard thunder in ages? We've not had a storm in a while.
Well, there was a hurricane that could have got to us last week, babe.
It's right
we
past
are
us.
very, very lucky that in this hurricane season we have experienced one hurricane. I think it was forecast this year to be a very heavy hurricane season, but it's been fine. However, I will say, personally, and you can call me a wuss, I don't care. Unless you've lived through hurricanes or like extreme weather or something petrifying. I feel like you can't understand it.
It was a little bit scary. Even I was a little bit.
I genuinely feel like I actually have a little bit of trauma to unpack about that hurricane that we experienced. Wow, I would never want to go through another one.
It was a little bit. There's a few moments where I was a bit. When we had to go up in that room.
Yeah. At 4 a.m. because there were 2 isolated tornadoes going over our house.
And it was all the power had gone. I looked out the window and I saw a huge bolt of lightning go past. I was like, oh god.
And
there's a shake in the house.
Your phones are like
Amber alert, beep beep beep.
With this amber alert.
Find a basement, hide under a table. Oh god.
Get away from glass. Both the kids' bedrooms and our bedroom is like, it has windows all around it. And you're like, oh my god, like what if the glass literally blows in? And
see, that never crossed my mind.
Well, okay. I'm glad that didn't happen for you.
I'll be like, psh.
Who's the one with intrusive thoughts in a relationship? Me, because that was the lightest of my intrusive thoughts. I think my best advice is just if you have like a storm coming, Francesca, into Florida, if you can.
Vacate.
Evacuate, babe.
Go on holiday. But I feel like
evacuate the dance floor.
I feel like a lot of the storms though you can sort of ride it out. Most of them. Like, yeah, but
Colin
you're
literally thinks, since we've watched Twisters, he literally thinks he is.
Listen, it's because when they say storm, you think hurricane. There's other storms as well. Like whenever you hear thunder and lightning, that's a storm. So I'm thinking about all of them as well.
Oh, well, the storms are okay.
Yeah, the storms are fine, that's what I'm saying.
Hurricanes aren't, Colin.
They're 2 different things though. Hurricane category 1's like amber alert, get out now.
Yeah, that's what we went through. And to make it even worse, guys, we were in Austin.
Oh, I think you've told these.
No, I don't think I ever told them this. We were in Austin, okay, about 2 or 3 days before the storm hit. Austin wasn't due to get the hurricane. And I said to Connor,
the day of the hurricane, we should
stay in Austin. We'll be fine. Like, no, Ellie, we're gonna go home.
We're gonna go home. Can you remember on the way home?
We literally drove into the hurricane on the way home. So it was just petrifying week. Yeah, and then after that, we were out of power for a week, which I feel like, out of power for a week, boo-hoo. No. When it's like 40 degrees Celsius outside, okay? You have no aircon, you have kids to look after, you have dogs to look after, you can't call anybody because your phone's out of charge, you can't go to the gas station and get gas in the car because all of the gas is out. It's just...
It was a lot.
It was a lot.
But look, it's something new to add to our CV, right? Hurricane survivors. Evacuate the dance floor!
Oh, someone said, when is the brand reveal? If you guys aren't on my broadcast channel on Instagram, you need to go and join the crew, babe. That's where you get all the tea,
all
like
the BTS.
this. I have mentioned over the last, since the beginning of this year, really, I think, since at the start of 2024, I've mentioned that we are releasing a new brand. I think we are pretty safe to say that the reveal will be coming at the start of next year. We're pretty safe in saying that, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's probably going to be when it is.
Yeah, for sure. But until then, you just have to wait for the best brand to be launched because it's coming. And it won't be long.
I'm very excited.
Be around the corner. Evacuate the dance floor.
Do you know what she
I miss
sings?
you here, now you're gone.
Cause every time
we touch, I get the ceiling.
And every time we kiss,
I swear I can fly.
Can't you feel my heart beat fast? I want this to last
And then it's a remix, and it's just like boom, boom, boom.
And do you remember the Alexandra Burke song? Bad boys, bad boys.
I remember the music video. She like kicks boys through the walls, and then they end up at the back of the bar. I don't know why I know that. Bad boys. No, that's not so.
Is this your last baby, or are you planning to have more?
Never say never. I'm going to answer the song lyrics from now on.
I don't know, guys. I don't know.
We think it's going to be our last one, but
more children are always welcome.
Yeah, never say never.
Yeah, I just don't feel like I'm ever going to feel done. Like, I just love having kids so much. I will say the only thing that is making me lean more towards saying, no, this is probably going to be our last baby, is just how much harder this pregnancy has been on my body.
Yes.
I am really struggling more than I remember struggling with my last 2 pregnancies. And I think if we were to have another one, my body would need a little bit of a break, like at least
a few years.
At least 2 or 3 years from giving birth to then falling pregnant again. Whereas there was a 13-month difference in falling pregnant with Romeo to giving birth to Zane, and then like a 11 or 12-month difference.
Yeah, 2 months difference.
Like it's 10 months difference actually from being pregnant with Romeo and then pregnant with baby girl. So, and having said that, I don't know, because I always said I'd love to have had all my children by the time I'm 30, and you know, I think about life in a few years' time if we wanted number 4, and how old our babies would be at that point.
Yeah.
Same would be, you know, at least 5, probably 6. And I don't know if then I would just love to be like enjoying his childhood with him rather than still being in the
newborn
stage. So
yeah, I feel that's one thing we've actually consciously thought about, was having our kids close together, so we could then grow up with them and do all their activities and everything still together as a family.
But having said that, I just don't feel like I'm ever going to be like, no, definitely. I feel like maybe if we had 4, then after 4 I'd be like, I think that's probably it, to be fair. Speaking of baby girl, what are you most excited about with having a daughter? And someone else asked, what's Connor excited about being a girl dad?
I'm nervous about the wedding speech already. I'm actually looking forward to doing everything again, but for it being slightly different.
Yeah, I just can't wait for everything. Like, I was planning her nursery out this morning, doing a mood board for it, and every single thing I was like nearly tearing up at, like, just...
I think I'll be more emotional this time.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, look, I don't believe children are like not supposed to be here to like heal their parent. Like, it's not their what's the word? Yeah, it's not their responsibility in any way. But I think from my perspective, and this is not me putting anything on my daughter, but from my perspective of simply being the mum of a little girl, I think there will be lots that my own inner child will be healed from experiencing that again, but with my own daughter, and giving her the love that you know, I should have received at certain points in my life, and I just am really excited to just experience that all with her, even down to like reading a fairy book, you know, because I love dinosaurs and I love tractors. But I'm also a very girly girl, so I'm really looking forward to that. I reckon that's it, guys. So much for watching.
Yeah,
Hope you enjoyed it. I feel
Food's
like it wasn't very much of a mukbang.
Wow, that's the thing with
Was
raisin
it?
things. It's just chicken and chips, isn't it?
Yeah.
Maybe next time we'll go somewhere a bit more...
A little bit of variety.
Yeah. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy the video, please don't forget to give the video a thumbs up.
Make sure you subscribe.
Subscribe if you're new.
Head over to our other social medias, Instagram, TikTok, all of that good stuff. Love you guys, and we'll see you in the next vid.
Love ya.
Bye, guys.